Fellow fight fans, what up? It's your boy MMT, and let's talk fights. UFC 311 goes down in about, what's today, the 9th? So in about 9 days, if my math's correct, which hopefully it is. The 18th of January, we get UFC 311, but the UFC 311 event is hosted in LA, and LA is currently burning down. Is this event under peril? Is this event under threat of not happening? Well, I'm sure it's going to happen still, but it's probably not going to happen in Los Angeles. They're probably going to have to move it to where? That's a good question. But it's an event that's so fantastic. It is so good that it's literally burning down the entire city around it. And that's why I'm going to talk about the top 3 fights that I'm most excited for at UFC 311. Of course, it's going to be a pretty easy selection of top 3 fights. We got Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. These boys have been going back and forth talking all that trash, especially Jamal Hill. The man is upset. He lost to Alex Pereira, and understandably so. He came back, and he got knocked out. And there is a lot of discussion about did Herb Dean's interference or lack thereof affect the outcome. I mean, it's a weird scenario. So I'm excited to see if Jamal Hill can beat Yuri Prochazka and if he can get back to another title shot against Alex Pereira. And I think if he knocks out Yuri Prochazka, like I think he's going to, he's going to get that title shot one more time. And it's going to be a different fight. I think it's going to be a lot more of a competitive fight. So I'm really excited about that fight. And then, of course, we have Umar Nurmagomedov challenging Merab Dvalishvili for that bantamweight title. This is the one fight that I have the most confusion about who I think is really going to win. I think it's the most evenly matched fight out of these 3 fights I'm going to talk about. I think Merab is unbelievable when it comes to cardio, when it comes to pace, when it comes to just relentless pressure. And then Umar, he's a little bit of an unknown commodity in a sense because he's only fought Corey Sandhagen. That's his really only top competition that he's beaten, but he beat him pretty definitively. And Corey's the best of the best. So if he could beat Corey, I think he has a good chance to beat Merab. Now, you'd have to think because of his affiliation with Khabib and his affiliation with Islam and just that entire Dagestani background, he has pretty damn good wrestling. Now, he started out as a Muay Thai kickboxer, so his striking is fantastic. But he has that wrestling pedigree as well, and I think he can stop all of Merab's takedowns. And when it comes to blow for blow, strike for strike, I'm going to take Umar 10 out of 10 times over Merab. So I do think Umar has the better chance of winning, but Merab is the type of guy you cannot count out ever. I thought O'Malley was going to piece him apart. Didn't happen. I constantly underestimate Merab, and he constantly proves me wrong. So I can't underestimate him here. I think that he has a good chance to retain his title. And then, of course, the main event, Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. This fight is going to be fireworks. The guy's already fought, and Islam Makhachev defeated Arman Tsarukyan, but it was Arman Tsarukyan's first UFC fight. Arman Tsarukyan was like 22 at the time, and he's only gotten better. He looked fantastic his last couple of fights. There was moments against Oliveira where it looked like he could lose, but I think he for sure won that fight 2 rounds to 1. And I'm excited to see if he can be the one that beats Islam Makhachev, the number 1 pound for pound guy in the entire sport. Now, I don't think he's going to. I think Islam is the heavy favorite for a reason. But if anyone in the division can beat Islam, I do think it is Arman. I think that Arman's wrestling, I think his striking, he is very strong. He hits very hard, and his wrestling is really good. And he has the charisma. He has that X factor, that character that I could see him pulling it out. I do think Islam does retain his title. And I think really the only guy after that that I can see having a good chance of beating him is Ilya Taporia if Ilya moves up, which he said he's going to. So that would be the super fight that I'd be really excited about. But other than that, he's cleared out the division. I mean, he's on his way to becoming the GOAT of the sport. Now, he needs to keep defending his title to surpass John Jones, but he hasn't failed a drug test yet. And he really keeps out of controversy. He never's in trouble, and he represents the sport great. I think he has a great personality. And yeah, I really, really like watching Islam fight. It's a lot of fun. He's so well rounded. So I'm super excited for UFC 311. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen. Let me know which fights you're most excited for. And let me know what you think is going to happen with the event. I think my worst fear is that it gets shifted over to the Apex, which would be horrible. It's a smaller octagon. It's really no crowd. It sucks all the atmosphere out of the event. But they might have no choice but to wait till last second and then have to pivot to that. But then you have to worry about flying all the fighters out to Vegas, which isn't that far of a flight from Los Angeles. But this is a little bit of a conundrum that the UFC is facing. So I'm hoping the fires subside for the sake of everyone who lives in California, but also for the sake of the UFC 311 event. I'm really hoping that we get to see this event go off without a hitch. And that's all I got for you guys. Subscribe, like, comment, share. If you love fights, join the team. Let's go. MMT 2025. I'm out.